across this post on Reddit. It says, the title is Google Pixel 10 Pro Pro XL Camera Quality on Instagram. Now, I'm going to go through the settings on the Google Pixel 10 Pro and let you know how to get the very best picture quality uploaded to Instagram, because Instagram uses a specific codec that a lot of people don't know, that when pictures get uploaded to social media, some of the quality, some of the fine details can kind of get lost in the sauce, right? And there's a specific setting in the Google Pixel camera app that I want to review and want you to be aware of for uploading pictures and or videos to social media, right? Because the reason why they're not all so fine-tuned outside of iPhone is because there's so many different Androids, right? It's like app developers love to make apps for Apple because they just have to make apps for basically one phone, the iPhone. Well, on Android, you gotta modify your code for all sorts of different specific devices: Xiaomi, Oppo, OnePlus, Google, Samsung. For those of y'all that are interested in the hardware that's on this Pixel 10 Pro, and I'm going to jump into the camera app and show exactly what settings you need to change to get the very best photo quality uploaded to Instagram, because there is a one or two specific settings that a lot of people overlook, and it will significantly change the way your social media appears to the public. So it has on the rear sensors, rear camera system, the main 50 megapixel sensor with optical image stabilization. Really, really good for low light and getting those stabilized shots when moving. Ultra wide sensor. It's got a 48 megapixel ultra wide and has a 48 megapixel telephoto lens with up to 100x ProRes zoom. It's freaking phenomenal. And on the front up top, you have a new 42 megapixel front facing selfie camera, 4K video recording. It does all that. 42 megapixels. You got 48, 48, and 50. So you got plenty of megapixels here in this phone. And let's jump into the camera app. So if you go to camera, select the camera app here. Now go to your settings down here in the bottom left. Now here is your typical photo settings. Now the setting that I'm talking about is found a little bit deeper in the settings page, but what you're going to want to do, go over to Pro and select 50 megapixels. Right now it crops it down to 12, and plenty of those 12 megapixel photos look great, but to get the maximum amount of pixels in each and every shot, go ahead and choose the 50, because it can always scale down if it needs to. See this three-dot menu right here? Why don't we select this three-dot menu? And that's where you're going to find the social media toggle, basically. Now, let's go down here. Let's go down even farther. Let's go down even farther. Let's go down even farther. Ah, yes, here we go. Camera settings, photo. So these are the settings you want to toggle on. Now, when you first get the phone right out the box, these are toggled off. I don't know why, but this is basically the first thing that I do right out the box is I turn social media depth features on and turn rich color in photos on. So this will really make your photos pop. So what is rich color in photos? When you turn this on, use display P3 color format instead of standard RGB for richer and more vibrant colors. Display P3 may not be visible before the photo is taken or supported on all platforms or apps. Even though it's not supported on all platforms or apps, you want to go ahead and enable this. A news report came out yesterday. The Google Pixel 10 Pro, 10 Pro XL has the very best display on any mobile device. So you're going to get very rich, nice looking photos with this P3 color format enabled. And I suggest you enable that as well. Now, I have this turned on. It's not imperative for social media, but I love Ultra HDR. I just do. So Ultra HDR brightens the lightest parts of images and shows more vibrant colors than default HDR+. I have that always turned on. Auto best take automatically choose the best expressions from photos taken around the same image, the same time to create a new image. Requires Top Shot. This one is not a big deal. I have it turned on. I'm going to go ahead and turn this off. I don't have auto shot on enabled in my camera settings, so this really doesn't apply to social media. But here's the big one. This is the option you're going to want to turn on if you want the very best photo taken on your Google Pixel to show and upload up to your social media apps, whether it be Threads, Instagram, Twitter. I want our shots to basically not lose any clarity. We don't want to lose any detail. We want to have rich, detailed photos and videos uploaded to your apps. We don't want to lose anything, because that's what was happening. They would basically downscale some of these photos. Now, since Google started working with Snapchat with the beginning and or launch of the Pixel 8 series, they've actually worked behind the scenes with all of the apps now. And this feature right here will certainly do that. So social media depth features, depth data will be saved. This data may be used by social media apps. Top Shot will be turned off, and photos may take longer to process. Hey, that is fine, and it's not a long time to process, maybe an extra couple of seconds, but it is well worth it. Turn this on, and you will have iPhone quality social media posting whenever you do choose to upload. Now, but this has actually been buried in the settings of the Pixel devices for the last couple of years. And every now and then I'll see people ask about this or ask me specifically about this. And that's what I tell them. I tell them, turn the social media depth features on in the settings. And they're like, do what? Where is it? Well, they need to have this front and center on the camera app, in my opinion. It should not be buried at the very bottom of your app settings. It needs to be on the front page of your camera settings inside. Well, technically this is inside the camera app, but you know what I mean. I'm talking about like, it needs to be like in these settings, right? Now, check this out. So if we go all the way down, here's a couple of other features. So video stabilization, I have on. Audio zoom. Some of y'all are probably tired of hearing me saying this. Google has the best audio of any mobile device as far as when you're recording video. It's almost like you do not even need an external microphone. It picks up, focuses on your voice and or whoever's around you better than anybody else. I know iPhone made a big attempt at doing that with their last year's release of the iPhone 16 series, and they did step their game up. It was good, and I put a video out last year, but it's not Pixel level. It's freaking badass. Now, it's turned off in the settings, so you have to go in here and turn this on, but definitely do that. Video format. So if you are into sharing photos, so not just to social media, but let's say you want to send it to your computer and or to somebody else, here's what you're going to want to do. Now, H.265 HVAC is the newer, latest file sharing technology, basically. However, it's not nice sharing to other devices. So when I take pictures, videos, and I want to send it to my computer so I can edit the photo and or video, it plays a lot nicer if you're on H.264. Now, the file size is a little bit bigger, but what this is doing up here is compressing it, and it does not share nicely with Windows, with Mac computers, with other phones and or devices. So I always come in here and change this, turn it right back to H.264 AVC. That's compatibility with other apps and or devices. Now, this is a new codec right here. Best for saving storage space, but not compatible with all apps, and that's why I don't use it. All these new ones on the new codec on the top and bottom, they're nice to use, but that's only if you're doing everything exclusively on your device. If you share a lot of stuff, if you transfer a lot of stuff, you're going to want to choose H.264. What else we got? Optimize frames per second. Automatically adjust from 60 frames per second to 30 frames per second to optimize the recording experience when needed. I have this turned on, so by default, I might turn it off. So previous Pixel devices, my devices used to get hot. Now this one has not overheated on me yet, but the Pixel 7 series, the Pixel 8 series, and my Pixel 9 series towards the end of me trading it in just a few months ago did get hot during the summer months, and actually did change I was recording in 60 frames per second in 4K outside at the beginning of the summer a couple months ago when it was 100 degrees. And I actually saw a notification. We're automatically adjusting your FPS down to 30 from 60. Something about device was getting hot. So I was like, all right, whatever. But other than that, it doesn't really kick in. It just, maybe when the device gets overloaded, and that's not that often. This has 16 gigs of RAM. Rarely gets overloaded. And again, the only time I've ever seen it bump down to 30 is when the device got really hot on a 100-degree day outside in South Texas, right? So that's when that comes in handy. And if this was turned off when I was recording and it got hot, it would probably just stop the recording. See what I'm saying? So you kind of turn this on if you want to bump it down. If it needs to bump down, it will. But if it's turned off and you're 4K 60 frames per second and your device gets super hot, it'll just stop recording. So that's probably what saved me on that recording, is having this enabled. But everything else is, look, I don't go underwater. I mean, that's a very seldom used, probably the least used feature in this phone and or camera app, where you can choose this for underwater photography and or videos. Make sure to use a waterproof case. Now this is waterproof, but they basically have to say that for terms of service policy, but whatever. But there you have the best settings for the social media uploading and or social media usage. Make sure these are the most three important, right? So have your rich color turned on. You want to have that Ultra HDR. It looks phenomenal. And you're definitely going to want the social media depth features. So now this will work too. And it carries into your social media. So let's say, here's another question I've gotten before we get out of here. Let me just mention this. I've been asked, does it matter if I upload say I want to take a picture and upload it to Instagram, right? I've been asked, does it lose any quality? Does it change and or affect the picture and or how it looks on Instagram if I go to Instagram and choose a video from and or a picture from my Instagram app, or if I share it from my Photos app? See what I'm saying? Because there's two ways to upload to Instagram, right? You can go to Instagram here, and what you can do is hit the plus button, right? And let's see, you can choose a photo there and hit next and upload it, right? Or what you can do is you can go here and you can share. Come on now. And choose Instagram, right? I want to do a feed. Boom, just like that. Now, those settings that you change in the app will stick with that photo and or video regardless of how you upload it. So if you upload it through your camera app to Instagram, it'll still follow that really good quality up into Instagram. Or if you go into Instagram and choose to upload a photo through your Instagram app, it will still follow that photo and or video up to the Instagram app. So you're not going to lose any quality. It basically does not matter how. In the past, maybe 3 to 4 years ago, it did matter, but now it does not matter. So I'm going to upload this to Instagram, right? I'll tell you what to do so you get the very best quality. Let me pause that. We're going to share it. We're going to go to Instagram. Let's put it in Reels. Let's hit next. What you're going to want to do is do this. Go down to more options. Make sure upload at highest quality is enabled. Now it'll stick once you hit it once. You don't have to hit it again, but you want to make sure you upload at highest quality, because if this is not enabled, that is where the settings in your camera app, in your Pixel, will not follow it and go all the way up into Instagram, meaning you might lose some quality. You might lose that Ultra HDR. You might lose some of that P3 color format that you chose in the settings. It may lose that if you choose to not upload at the highest quality. So it says when you choose this on, always upload the highest quality reels. Even uploading takes longer. When this is off, we'll automatically adjust upload quality to fit network conditions. So if you're in a spot where you got bad Wi-Fi, if you're in a spot where you got bad data, hell, even if you're in a spot with good data, it's going to reduce the quality of your image and or video. But default, they're going to have this off because they don't want to store any more data than they have to. But you want to choose this because you want your photos and or videos to have that crisp, colorful, clean look to it. Well, this will do it. So if you go into your camera settings and choose the settings that I just showed you and go into your Instagram. Now, you can find this when you upload a video. It'll show it. When I uploaded the picture, it didn't show. But when you upload a video, go into this more options in the settings, click that on, and it'll stick because I haven't had to turn that on in a long time. So that's another little trick you can do to get the very best quality on Instagram. So appreciate the time. Let me know if you got any more comments and or tricks, and I'll see you on the next one. Peace.